Welcome to Bed Crime Stories podcast. I'm your host, T. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, bed crimers. As always, I wish you the best. To anyone new here, a warm welcome. Thank you for checking out my channel. Let me just ask that after listening to or watching this video, if you learned something or enjoyed it, please do me a favor and smash that like button. Now, let's dig in. According to forensics expert Joseph Scott Morgan, who spoke to the U.S. Sun recently, if defendant Bryan Kohberger decides to go to trial for the brutal crime in Moscow, Idaho, in which Kaylee Goncalves, Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, and Madison Mogen died, testimony of the students' surviving roommates will likely prove invaluable. Morgan said this of Dylan M. and Bethany F., and I quote, "I think that they're gonna be invaluable. It gives insight into talking about the people that the victims were because they lived with them. They knew them probably more intimately than anybody else." End quote. Morgan believes that the two survivors could help the jury understand who the victims were, and they could also potentially reveal any red flags they may have noticed in the time leading up to the crime. The Sun quotes Morgan as saying this: "From an evidentiary standpoint, they're going to be asked, what can you tell us about that day, that evening, or maybe the days preceding?" End quote. Morgan told the U.S. Sun that he believes Dylan and Bethany will be asked questions like, did you know of any kind of threat to your roommates? Had they said anything in passing? Had any comment been made about some weird person stalking them? End quote. Morgan also pointed out that the jurors may identify with the roommate's living situation, which per Morgan could hold a lot of value. He said, and I quote, "They're going to have a lot of value in the eyes of the jury, 'cause the jury can identify with living under the same roof as somebody. They know what that's like." End quote. The forensics expert also stated that the jury will likely know what it's like to divulge things to people in their family situation or home situation that they don't tell anybody else. Another critical topic that Dylan and Bethany will likely be asked about will be the hours leading up to the crime. Morgan said, and I quote, "Then they're going to get into the specifics of the timeline. What happened in those hours? What happened that evening? Do you recall what was said to you before this person left? Or if that person left? Or did they tell you where they were going? Why weren't you with them? What were you doing that evening?" I know certainly the defense will ask those questions. End quote. Morgan also specified what key pieces of evidence he believes could convict Bryan Kohberger if he does opt to go to trial. Morgan cited the leather sheath that was left in Mogen's bedroom on her bed and Bryan Kohberger's car, which Morgan has repeatedly described as a rolling crime scene. We know the sheath had DNA that matched up with Bryan Kohberger's father's, so that's huge. As for the car, a lot of experts have been emphasizing how critical that white Elantra could be to the case against Kohberger. We know the police seized the vehicle in Pennsylvania when they arrested Bryan at his family home. Court filings reveal that investigators took a door panel, seat cushions, headrests, a seatbelt, a visor, and the brake and gas pedals for testing. They also seized the following items from the car: hiking boots, a shovel, goggles, gloves, floor mats, a Band-Aid, maps, and other items. It sounds like they tore that puppy apart. So many experts have said that even the tiniest speck of blood or DNA or any trace evidence from one or more of the victims being found in that Elantra will seal Kohberger's fate. There is no reason that blood or hair strands from a victim should be in his car. That would be incredibly damning. Tracy Walder, a former CIA officer and FBI agent, spoke with News Nation and said this about the Elantra. I've always felt that the car was the key to this case, and I've said that really all along. They did say in that warrant that became unsealed that the car really had been disassembled completely by law enforcement, end quote. Walder said that investigators would be searching for any biological evidence that might have been left in the nooks and crannies of the car and checking to see if the vehicle had been tampered with in an attempt to cover up a crime. The investigators will be looking for signs that maybe Kohberger used bleach in the car, which would indicate that he was trying to wipe that vehicle clean of any evidence. They'll also be looking for any areas of, say, the seats or the carpet that were perhaps cut out of the vehicle, possibly to remove evidence. Just the act of using bleach to clean the car could help convince a jury of Kohberger's guilt. Walder was also quoted as saying this, and so I really do think that is what is going to be the most damaging and the largest amount of ammunition that the prosecution has in this case, end quote. Let's hope the CSIs working on Kohberger's car are good at their jobs and that they reach every tiny crevice in that Elantra. Until the next time on Bed Crime Stories, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, and I'll see you next time.